Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Theresa here. It is March 2nd, 2015, Wednesday morning. It is 11:21 a.m. and I've been up, probably about 2 hours. Piddle farting around. You know how that is. It is 50 degrees out today, which is nice for us. Real field temperature is 41 because it's windy. And sorry about that. High will be 53 and the low will be 29. See, normally I remember to turn my volume off on my phone when I'm starting a vlog. It is kind of partially sunny out today. It hasn't really decided if it would like to rain or not. Either way, I'm good. Though I would like the rain. You know. But we'll see. I'll be getting plenty of that pretty soon, won't I? Yesterday, Brad was off, and we ran errands. We had a lot of errands to run. And so we did that. And and what else did we do? We did a lot of planning about the move. You know, talking about some different things. Like I said, we've got some things that might possibly happen that I can't really go into, but it would be a good thing for us if it happens. Or basically, it will happen, but when it happens, it'll be a good thing for us. You know, will really make our future a lot easier. I mean, not like, you know, easy street, but it would make the move a little easier. So keep my fingers crossed about that. It's just a matter of time. And then, you know, I haven't wanted to say too much, but I haven't been feeling real great for about, a week to 2 weeks. And if you've noticed, I've taken more days off than I normally do. And I kept saying, I think I'm kind of fighting a cold. And, you know, I did have a quick bout of the flu. But I've just been very achy and very tired. And I didn't piece it together because I have been a lot more active, been a lot more physically active. And I just thought it was that, you know. But what it was I have an infection, a kidney infection, and I also have a breast infection. I have fought mastitis in my breast. Let's see, I think how old my daughter is. Since 1983 now. Off and on. At one point in time, they even thought it was breast cancer. Opened me up. No, it was just this huge grapefruit size pocket of an infection. Of course, then when they opened me up, they made a mistake of stitching me back closed, which made a perfect breeding ground, and then I turned septic. But anyway, they say that once you have something like that, once that you have such a massive infection, that you never totally get rid of it. And when it flares up, it will flare up in those two areas as well as in my stomach. So yeah, it's flaring and I'm not feeling real perky. I am, I'm in some pain in some different areas. And yeah, I am on antibiotics. But I got the medication last night and stuff. And doctor, we've been through this so much. So, doing that, getting treated for that. I am going to take it kind of easy. Tylenol for the fever. And I am going to do some light packing today. I mean, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I've been through this so much. Like I said, since 1983. So 33 years of it now. I got a staph infection when I gave birth to my first child in the hospital. And it presented itself in my right breast. And I have fought it. The first time I got a staph infection was 3 days after she was born. And I've been fighting it ever since. Thank you to the hospital where she was born at. I appreciate it. You know, so normally it just kind of lays under the surface. But once in a while, it will rear its ugly head again. And like I said, and it also has gone to my kidneys too. So, because, you know, that was the weaker organ always has been because of my history. So, it's life. You deal with it, you go on. That's what you do, you know. So, anyway, I'm going to do some light packing today. The other thing I did do yesterday, because, I mean, Brad, he knew I was feeling so under the weather and stuff. And he knows that, you know, he cooked dinner. He cooked broth last night. I did make macaroni salad. Well, I just had to cut up a few things. I just sat at the kitchen table, cut up a few things. You know, put that together real fast. Made a great big container of it. Used some of the imitation crab meat that was out of the freezer that I need to use up. What else I put it? Peas, onions, celery, some cheddar cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, that imitation crab, and then it was rigatoni pasta. And then I make my own sauce with mayonnaise, a little bit of olive oil, some vinegar, and a bunch of spices like lemon, pepper, dill, and etc., etc., etc. Anyway, it was good. Or it is good, because we'll eat off of it for 2-3 days now. And what else? I did some looming. I did do some looming. I was watching RV Deb's Journey, and was really enjoying that. And all these little things you see here will be tucked in. But this is the one I'm working on right now. See? But yeah, so that's the one I'm working on right now. And it'll be a cute little hat. So, and then I think after I finish this hat, I think I'm going to do some springtime headbands in assorted sizes. From infants to children to adult. With some nice flowers and real springtime looking. And I'll put those in my Etsy shop. I did put 4 new hats. Those last 4 hats that I did list those on Etsy. My link is below. If you're interested. If you're not, that's cool. Because I'm not listing any of my knitwear right now on eBay because it's just too expensive to listing. And I've actually sold more knitwear stuff on Etsy. So, or if you want to custom order, just get with me on Etsy, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, PM me and I'll tell you what I can do. About 2 weeks before we move, starting April 1st, I won't be taking custom orders for probably about a month. I will still have finished items in my Etsy shop. But other than that, because I won't be able to go in and just randomly pull from my yarn stash, I should be able to still do that, let's say until about a week before we move and a week after we move, because I will have all my yarn with me. But so I'll make an announcement on here when I no longer can do the custom orders, because I won't be able to just go in and randomly scan all of my yarn stash and pull different yarns. Because how this works is, say you want a pair of slippers, or let's say you want a hat. but you say, my favorite colors are purple and blue. Well, I'm going to go in my room, and I'm going to go, okay, let me go look at what I have, and I will shoot some pictures, and I'll get back with you. I will go in, and I will pull different, different skeins of the purple and blues. And I will even shoot pictures of this combination would look good together. This combination will look good together. And what we do is I send you pictures, and then we go back and forth. And what you actually do is design your own hat. I'll let you can look at the different pictures of the hats I have on there and say, I like, this hat, but I want the colors to be purple and blue, instead of maybe yellow and black. It's like, okay, this is what I can do. And what you do is you end up designing your own hat, down to even if you want a pom-pom or not, if you want a button or not, and if you want a button, here are your choices. So, and I've done that with other customers, and they really enjoy the experience, because, they feel like, hey, I'm designing my own hat, or I'm designing my own, a hat for, one of my relatives or a friend. So that's how that works. So yeah, today I'm just gonna do some looming. We're just gonna have leftovers. We have some pasta salad left. We have some chicken left. We're just gonna do that, and just a little bit of light packing. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna go in the art studio. Brad took down. We had my big art drafting table in there that I use, and then we also had a big long blue folding table that he was using on the other side, with a chair and a lamp and stuff for his jewelry making. And then when Emma would come over, I had other tabletop easels she would set up and do artwork. Well, he took that all down. I need to go in there and do some more packing and sorting, and in the shelves and stuff, so we can turn some stuff around and make more room, because we're going to put some packed boxes in there, and stuff. So that's all I'm going to do, is I'm just going to pull a chair up to some shelves I have in there, start sorting through some stuff. So nothing major. We're starting to get really excited. This is actually going to happen. It kind of hit us yesterday. This is actually going to happen, and we're getting just, I can't wait for a new lifestyle, new journey, to be able to make new friendships without feeling judged and all that. So that's all that's really going on. Nothing much. I know I need to do my nails, but that's not top of my priority right now. What else? Nothing else really going on, guys. I need to take some medication, because the pain's starting to kind of really get to me. And how when you have a kidney infection, see, I never can tell by any pain actually in our girly bit down there. It's the back pain, and the fever will be the indication that I know that I have a kidney infection. It's my fault too. I wasn't drinking enough fluid there for a while, and stuff. So, like I said, once you have a staph infection, and they say that, it will never totally go away. So, that's fine. Well, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk real quick about something that really infuriates me. And I think any heavy person, any big person, any fat person, any obese person, however you want to put it, okay? Gone to a doctor, and we've all, if you're overweight, have experienced it. go to a doctor, and immediately everything that is wrong with you is because of your weight. And they start in about, oh, it's because of your weight, la da 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 da. And it's like, oh, thank you, Captain Obvious. You know, like we didn't know we were overweight, right? But I didn't come to you for a weight issue. I came to you because of whatever issue. I've had doctors in the past where I would go to them and I have a cold. And they want to tell me that it's because I'm fat. Really? Well, no, it might be because this cold virus is going around and my coworker was sitting there blowing their snot all over me all day. You know, when my asthma was completely out of control, it was because I was overweight. Okay, well, during that time period, I'm seeing the same doctor as when I had lost a massive amount of weight. And guess what? I was even sicker. You know? And, but to have a doctor discount you and discount your symptoms and say it is just because you're overweight is one of the most disrespectful things. And we in this country have got to stop allowing it. You know, I'm lucky with the general practitioner we have right now. He had never, ever, ever sat there and degraded me or said that my problems were all because of my weight. He's always been, well, you know, this doesn't help or something. If anything, he's made me work harder on taking better care of myself because he has never sat there and made me feel less than. And if you have a doctor that's making you feel less than because of your weight, walk out that door. And then, you know, if you have to, file a claim. You know, complain. If they have if their business is on Yelp, put a review on there. Let other people know. Because, you know, until we all start standing up and going, I am not going to put up with it. I did not come to you because, say, I have a sinus infection for you to sit here and go with because, you know, I got too much fat on my face, evidently, that's making me have a sinus infection. No, I'm not coming to you because of a weight issue. If I was coming to you for a weight issue, then we'll talk about how fat I am. But if I'm coming to you because I have an infection, or I have a hernia, or I have a broken leg, or whatever, I'm coming to you for that. I'm not coming to you because of my weight. You know, we all know we need to lose weight, please. We don't need anybody telling us. We carry this weight all the time. We deal with this weight all the time. You know, we're all doing the best we can. But don't sit there and disrespect me because of my body size. I am still a person. My money still is pays the same as somebody who is at the, quote, proper weight. You know. But, you know, we all have got to really start standing up and saying, I am not going to put up with it. You know. Because we just can't. I mean, you got to remember, we're not, when you're being degraded and stuff, you're not the only person that is overweight that comes in that office. And for this doctor to sit there and basically blame your entire condition on your weight. Take, for instance, me. I have had problems with my bladder and kidney since I was a baby. So, all these different weights and stuff, I've always had problems. Now, you're going to tell me, any doctor, that the reason I've got another kidney infection is because of my weight? No, it's not. And then, okay, another thing that gets me is they're sitting there and they're blaming us, you know, or trying to put a large part of the blame on our weight. I forgot where we were going to go here with this. With the kidney and stuff. But, I think it's because they don't really know why something is happening. So it's easier to pass the buck on, oh, it's just because of your weight. Instead of going, I have no idea why you're having these issues. Let's run some tests and get to the bottom of it. That maybe, your weight isn't helping. My doctor always says, the weight doesn't really help. And it's like, I know it doesn't, but, I'm a person. And, he's always been super terrific about it and stuff. With these doctors are stupid because when they're too busy, making us feel like we're less than. And it's like there's so many overweight people in this country, you're losing business. You should just accept it because we're gonna make your pockets richer because there's so many of us that are overweight and stuff, rather than, condemning us. See, I lost my train of thought. There was something else I was going to say about this, and I just, how you're getting ready to, and you're like, oh yeah, another thing, and then I totally forgot what it was. But I'll probably remember later. But don't let anybody put you down and make you, they wonder why so many of us obese people do not go to the doctor like we should. This is why. Or that we don't go to an ER like we should. This is why. Seems to be the two biggest thing is if they don't know what's wrong with you, it's because of your weight or it's in your head. Especially if you've ever been treated for any kind of psychological problem, or on even mild, like I'm on a mild antidepressant anxiety medication, and I have been for a couple of years now, but if you are taking some psychotropic medications to help stabilize you and stuff, they want to a lot of times pass the buck on it's in your head. This is why people don't go and get medical help. And then the doctors are like, why did you let the infection go for so long? Well, gee, let me see. It's hard enough putting up with the doctor telling you that it's all because you weigh X amount of pounds over what some jerk off who did a chart deemed everybody should weigh for your height, age, and gender. And then you've got to put up with hoping that the nursing staff and the hospital staff and stuff is accommodating and kind to you. Now, we deserve to be treated just as kindly and nicely as everybody else. I mean, I can tell horror stories, too, about being in a hospital and, the nurse isn't paying attention. They hand you the normal-sized gown, and it's like, really? Or they act like it's a big imposition. At one time I went to go get a PICC line, and I'm sicker than hell, right? That's when this mastitis in my breast was just, I'd had surgery, and then they even reopened me up in the doctor's office, and then sent me to the hospital to get a PICC line. So they call my name. I'm waiting in radiology. They call my name. And this is all done in outpatient. And she comes out and she looks at me. And this is in a waiting room full of people. And she goes, there's no way you can get on our table. You're going to have to wait until we have the room open to have a sturdier table. And I thought, and I'm like, well, you just do that. And I thought, you fucking, sorry for the language, but you fucking cunt. Right in front of all of these people, I'm sicker than hell. You guys are cramming me in here because it's an emergency situation. And you're going to do this? Now I wouldn't be so nice and I would have complained to her superior. And I do now. If I feel like somebody's disrespecting me, I'm like, I'm as nice as you would ever want a patient to be, unless I feel like you're disrespecting me, and then I will tell you nicely but firmly, So don't let people put you down, guys. That just hurts my heart. I had a very good friend of mine, and no, I'm not going to say who it is, who went through this yesterday, and it just hurts my heart. We should be able to get proper medical care without feeling like we're being judged and it's being poo-pooed off because of our size. So, anyway, love you guys, and I cherish your friendship, and I think you're awesome, and don't let anybody demean you. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Remember that. And keep smiling. I'll talk to you later. Bye.